Atlas shaving. I think I'm gonna go back to the old format of how I used to introduce things in my videos instead of doing the intro where it's cut and paste and all that stuff, because that takes more time. I may just go back to the simple, just have the intro and then we start and I explain what everything is. So today we are shaving with Organism 46-8. Cool, very cool artwork. If you look inside, that's your shave soap. This is by Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. And I say flavor, but the smell, burnt sugar, bitter orange, and brandy. And if you ask me, it reminds me of, I had to think about it, Tootsie Rolls. So it smells just like a Tootsie Roll. It's really nice. And because we're using this that has kind of a brandy smell, the sweetness, I'm going with the Derby City Chop Shop Winter Reserve, which is kind of brandy-esque. So it's very similar to the Bay Rum, but they use brandy. So it's similar, but not similar. And then for the brush, we're using I know I'm all over the place, the Atomic Rocket, which is my favorite shave brush, just because it's neat looking. Razor, we're doing the 6S, or using the 6S again. I think we're gonna stick with 4 this time. We used 4 last time. I think we're gonna do that again. So I gotta put the razor in. And that was fun after that last shave using the Barbasol 1919, cleaning this thing out. And then for the blade, the Derby Extra. So we just drop that on there. Hold the edges. Make sure 4 is selected on the bottom, not 2. And still this, I know I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that some people complain about the staining, blade staining this if you have hard water, or staining the underside of the head. But mine has not, because I do not have hard water. Dip the brush in water, it's synthetic, so you don't have to soak it. Some people soak them anyway. You don't have to. Thing about synthetics though, they tend to hold more water. Man, the smell of this. Shaving with a Tootsie Roll. Which you can smell maybe it's a little bit more of an orange-esque smell. But to me that's still, nice. Like all the Phoenix soaps, whips up really nice. I think the last 2 videos I went a little longer between videos. I may change the format a little bit, not as far as still going to be keeping the shaves, but I don't know if I'm going to be using new soaps all the time because I have to purchase these. I don't get any ad revenue or anything from the videos. So what I may do is have a new soap every 2 weeks, and the ones between that I'll just be using some of the soaps I have, because I've already acquired a lot of soaps. Unless someone else has a better idea. Smells good. Smell the orange more on your face. And I do like trying the new soaps. It's just some of these, they're $15 a piece or $20 a piece, and if you're doing 4 a month, that's almost $80 a month in soaps. And it's not that I can't afford it, it's just if I'm not using them that often. And that will also allow me to use them instead of them just sitting. This goes on nice and thick. There we go. And typically, if you've used one Phoenix shaving soap, the actual shave experience is going to be pretty similar. Obviously the scents will be different. So if you end up purchasing a Phoenix soap and like the way it shaves, and you can try all different kinds of flavors or scents if you don't like tasting it. And they do have the CK6, so if I remember right, I believe I tend to buy the little bit cheaper one and not the CK6 because it's cheaper. I think CK6, so the cheaper one, they're around 15 bucks a piece, like $14.95. And the CK6 is in the low 20s, like $22, $21. And to me, this version does fine. But the biggest difference is that this is vegetable based versus the CK6 is beef based. Had someone in my last video ask about aftershaves, like, you know, what should I buy or what should I purchase? And it really depends on the type of aftershave you're looking for. If you're looking for mainly the scent, alcohol based, you have the Brutes, you have the Old Spice, and many more. Or if you want more of the lotion based, you have the, where's it at? I don't even see it, maybe it's back there, the Pacific. Or you have the Crema Cooling, if you like menthol. Let's see, what else? Another alcohol based, the Pignons, kind of a classic. Or if you want something that's just to keep your skin soft and still work, but technically not an aftershave, but people use it. You see me use this, the Thayer's facial toner. It does pretty good where you know, a lot of aftershaves too that have a strong scent. If you're shaving before you go to bed, then maybe you don't want that. Thayer's is good for that. Almost feel like I got a pimple right there. But the Thayer's you can use every night. You don't have to use it just for shaving. Nick the pimple right there. The old pimple nicker. some more soap on here. I didn't use the mug today. Which this one foamed up enough, you probably don't need to. There's still plenty on the brush. Just add a little bit of water. You can tell when you need to add water when you feel it going like super thick. Sometimes my wife will say if she sees the video, she said, "You got it on your shirt." I said, "It'll come off. Don't worry." But she knows. I'm not one that cares to shave with my shirt off for the videos. As much as some of you may enjoy that. I think I mentioned in one of my, maybe not the last one, maybe the one before, I had purchased a, I play guitar. Guitar is my favorite hobby. And I don't play in a band or anything, I just play around the house. Or at home. And I purchased this amplifier that has all kind of effects. It was under 300 bucks. And it's more of a practice amp. But this thing is amazing. And you can use a tablet or your phone and download tones, or you can create your own tones. And you can upload them. They just released the update so you can upload them to specific songs. You could upload them before, but then you just had to search for the tone. So if you want to learn a song, you search for the song within the app and it brings up YouTube, it shows you the chords, which chords aren't always 100%. And then you can if a tone's available, you can download a tone that someone's created. Now obviously anybody can upload tones, which means you can have ones that are bad, but you can actually preview them basically before you download them, which is pretty neat. And I sold a guitar and then I bought two. And I have probably 14 guitars. I feel like I always miss spots around my mouth. But I bought, so I think a lot of musicians do this. They'll in their head, they have a certain idea for an instrument. Like this guitar is for metal, this guitar is for country, so and so, or so on and so on, instead of so and so. And I was that way with the Fender Telecaster. I used to think it was more of a country guitar because it is twangy, it can be if you put it on the bridge. But then the more I looked into it later on in life, after owning a lot of the others, never had played one, decided I wanted one because the Telecaster guitars, you can find it in every genre of music. You want to see it in metal, it's in metal. If you want to see it in rock, I mean, John 5 from Slipknot plays a Telecaster. I mean, not Slipknot. John 5 from, used to play in Marilyn Manson, now he plays with Rob Zombie. That's all he plays is Telecasters. A guy in Slipknot, can't remember his name, plays a Telecaster. John Mayer, Telecaster. Rage Against the Machine Telecaster. I even saw an old Linkin Park video where Chester Bennington was playing a Telecaster. And obviously tellies have been played for blues for years and in country, so it went from my least favorite guitar to my most favorite. So I bought two. One was a Squier Telecaster, which was under 200 bucks. Then I bought it to actually modify it and do things to, so I put different pickups in it. And then I bought a Fender Player Telecaster that was a special edition blue. And maybe I'll put a picture up here if I remember. And basically that one, it's got 75 on the back because it's 75 years for Fender. And Telecaster was their first guitar. So I used a little dropper to get the, running them on. Get that right. And so the Fender I bought the dual humbucker, which means the pickup's a little wider and, you know, more like a Gibson style pickup. And then the Squier, I just have the single coils, which is more Strat style pickups. So I love both of them. The Fender Players are made in Mexico, so it's a little bit cheaper. It's under $1,000, but it's still a Fender. And it still plays really good, has good parts in it. And then the Squier, I mean, I like it too. I'm not one of those guys that are, you know, oh, you have to have a Fender. Oh, I never play a Squier or whatever. Or I'll never buy a Fender because they're overpriced. I like both, so now I have both and I like them. So now I'm a Telly guy. So anyways, that does it for this shave. Hope you enjoyed. You saw me put the shave tonic on. So I hope everybody has a great week and happy shaving.